This is the Joby Wavo Pro mic. Now, it's Joby's most professional microphone, and it's what they quote, the most advanced on-camera shotgun microphone on the market. And it's built for storytellers, experts, and content creators. So if you consider yourself to be a storyteller, an expert, or a content creator, then this microphone might be for you. Now, Joby seems to have crammed 1,000,001 features or gimmicks into this microphone, so let's take a look at them and see what we actually think. How does it actually perform? Because it's all good saying it's the best microphone on the market and it's made for experts and content creators, but when you actually get it in your hands, is it any good? So here's how we're going to do things. We're going to go over all the features, and then at the end of the video, we're actually going to test those features. Sound good? Alright, let's do it. Now, if you do want to buy one of these, there will be a link in the description, and you will be helping out the channel. Legend. So this microphone has inside of it some kind of active noise reduction. That means, basically, when you move the camera around, those bumps and knocks are going to be reduced. But it also has a built-in shock mount. Now, that's supposed to also take away some of those bumps and knocks. Now, the active noise cancellation also doubling up on top of that means it should technically, on paper, eradicate all bumps and knocks. But we'll test that out later on. And there's a slightly annoying thing that goes along with that active noise cancellation. We'll look at that later. It has a power LED on the front and on the back, so it doesn't matter where you're looking at the mic from, you can tell whether or not it's on. Also, talking about LEDs, there are some on the back. Now, they will be in real time letting you know whether or not your audio is clipping. They will go from green to amber to red if you're clipping. And while we're on the subject of clipping audio, this also has a feature called Safe Track. Now, you can activate that with the button at the top, and when the LED is red, that means you've got it activated. So basically, Safe Track means that it's going to record a separate track of audio to the left channel at -10 decibels, which means if you ever did clip your audio, you can, in the editing room, swap over to that left channel and save the audio. Technically speaking, that completely eradicates all peaking levels. I quite like that one. Next up, it's also got an internal battery. We love internal batteries. No swapping out AAA batteries. Oh, have we got any AAAs? Why? My battery's dead. Oh, now I've got to go to the shop. No. This thing comes with a USB to USB-C cable, and it charges with USB-C. Its built-in battery lasts 60 hours, 50 hours with active noise cancelling on. So it's a pretty good battery life. Love a built-in battery. Now, while we're on the subject of battery, it also powers itself on and off when you turn the camera on. So there's none of this forgetting to turn the mic off, you come back the next day and then it's dead. So it turns itself on. However, make sure you do turn this on in the app, and we'll talk about the app a little bit later. This is what I mean. Look how many features we've already gone through. Like, this is what I'm saying. Gimmicks or features. I mean, we'll have to wait until we do the test to figure out whether or not they're actually features or gimmicks, but you can see the features, gimmicks piling up. So next, it can be used as a USB mic as well. Plug it into the computer and use it as a normal USB plug and play mic. That's pretty cool as well. Let's say you want to film an interview. You can plug a secondary microphone into the side of the actual mic itself and run another microphone to somebody else. That's two microphones in one. Now, while we're on the subject of a second microphone, you can, in the app, choose whether or not you want the audio to be split, like you've got the secondary mic recording one lane and this mic recording another lane, or you can merge them both together and use them as one track. Now, that's all the actual onboard features that it has. That's the actual microphone done. We don't need to think about that anymore. Now we're moving on to the app. Now, the app itself unlocks a bunch of features of the microphone. So if you don't have the app, you're kind of missing out on a bunch of features that the microphone has. And that would be creating presets. Now, you can dial in how you want this microphone to sound, whether it be male voice, female voice, create your own preset, dial it in however you want. You can even share those presets with other Wavo Pro owners. Damn, there is so many features in this. I've not even had time to make a joke or anything. It's just been straight features and gimmicks. Now, luckily, we are done talking about features. We're on to the part where we actually test it and make sure that these features actually benefit us rather than just being gimmicks. Now, I also do have the Safe Track turned on. So if at any point during this video, such as wind or my voice gets too loud, I should technically be able to rely on, in the editing room, that Safe Track that is 10 decibels lower. Now, I can see on the camera display right now that the right lane of audio is actually a lot lower than the left lane, which means that Safe Track is doing its job. Now that last segment was filmed with no EQ and no active noise reduction turned on. So let's do the same thing again, going in the opposite direction. There's going to be wind on the microphone, there's bumps, there's knocks, there's cars driving by. Surely the microphone should be reducing all of that. Okay, so now let's combine all of this with the windshield and see if that makes another difference. Now this third test is filmed with the dead cat, the active noise reduction and the equalizer all enabled. So this technically should be the best sounding audio so far. Now I'm using the Joby Wavo Pro now, and I'd like to do a little bit of a more controlled test where you can hear the difference between ANR being on and ANR being off. So we're going to start with ANR being off. ANR is active noise reduction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the camera up and put it back down, and let's listen to how that sounds. So ANR is on. Now let's turn ANR off. It looked like on the screen that it made a difference. So I'm currently using the Joby Wavo Pro, but I also have a second mic plugged into that. And the second mic is a Sennheiser MKE 400. That way we get to hear the difference between each microphone. And not only that, we also get to use the secondary input feature of the Wavo Pro. Say you were doing an interview and you wanted two different mics, or you just wanted to have a backup microphone, then you can do that with the Wavo Pro. I personally don't know of any other microphone that does that, so that's pretty cool. Let me know what you think to how both of these microphones sound. They're both using exactly the same settings. They're both using the same equalizer, same low pass filter. Everything's exactly the same distance. With these kinds of things, I could just sit at the computer and listen to it and be like, oh, I prefer this one. But at the end of the day, that would be a matter of opinion. I will still do that, but it's a matter of opinion, and you should go by what you prefer. Now let's take a look at the app. Now the app is quite possibly my least favorite part of this whole thing, because let's face it, the only way to turn on active noise reduction is the app. So that's kind of annoying. I don't always have my phone with me, or the phone doesn't always have charge in it, or the phone's it's just an inconvenience to not have a button on the microphone for the main feature that's plastered on the microphone. You know what I mean? So realistically, the app is a good thing, but it's just, you know, I'm lazy, so I just like to plug and play. Other than that, this microphone is fantastic. I highly recommend, if you are in the market and are willing to spend the money, definitely pick this microphone. It is absolutely fantastic. My favorite feature, that safe track. Unbelievable. I would use this all the time. I would never turn it off. So here's the pros and cons. Pros. Audio sounds great. Active noise cancellation does work, does reduce those bumps and knocks. Safe track. Being able to have a separate lane of audio that is 10 decibels lower and saves you from clipping at any moment is fantastic. Let me know in the comments if you think this is the microphone for you. Will you be picking one up? Like, comment, subscribe. Do all the stuff you already love to do. I will see you in the next one. Civvy.